It's training camp season. Today we're looking at the Rams getting our first look at Jarquez Hunter. We're going to watch him run with the rock, work through some drills, everything else. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're looking at practice every day. We're looking at your rookies, those position battles. Guys are getting ready to draft in fantasy football. It's all right here. Click that button. Stop missing out. This is our first look. These clips are from Alan Sales off Twitter, so shout out to him. Almost 2 minutes of clips, which is a lot for the Rams because they keep things closed off when it comes to their beat writers. But let's let this rip. Let's talk some ball on him. We'll loop this and keep talking ball as well like we always do, but there we are. Up the gut. Compact, good vision. There he is. There he is back there. There's also clips on Sales account from Blake Corum. I'll have those out as well somewhere down the line. Out there running route. 35. There he is back there. Getting skinny, getting low. Getting low. Back there, right there. He's looking solid. Run with like second and third teams. He does have some involvement with the first teams. There he is, breaking off. You see that juice? You see it go? There we are. See, we are getting involved with the first team a little bit. That's a good indicator. He looks like, from what I'm reading, that he's climbing up there through training camp, that he's been looking solid, that people are getting excited about him. That's what I'm reading. Those are some big runs, though, he had. The other one was from walkthroughs. It's good vision. Just good vision. Looking up here. Finds it, gets low. Looking solid. Looking solid. So the Rams drafted him in the 4th round. That was one of our late round gems we were looking at before the draft, that we were seeing where he goes because he's just a lunch pail running back. Good at all phases. Just good everywhere. And he has the potential, if something happens to Kyren Williams, him and Blake Corum, to do some things. Like, this Rams offense may not lose a beat if something happens to him. And Kyren Williams is good. We've stated that forever, and we always got to state that whenever we talk about these running backs. We're trying to look at the rookies. We're trying to look at these young guys. We're trying to look at these guys we're trying to learn about. We know that Kyren Williams is good. We don't need to look at him every day, but we do need to look at Jarquez Hunter because we want to see what he's doing on the field. He's ripping off some runs here. He's looking solid. What I liked about him over at Auburn is his ability to find a hole, get low, and just scoot in the second level. He's a good prospect. He's hard to bring down. He's a solid lunch pail running back that can take a lot of carries, that can take a lot of work. Blake Corum, standout at Michigan. He had some knee issues at Michigan. He was coming back from that. During the tail end of that. Standout at Michigan, though. Solid running back prospect. Hunter's been ripping off some runs here. He's been looking good. So Kyren Williams last year got a lot of touches. He was in on a lot of snaps. They're probably looking to take away a certain percentage of that. They're probably hoping to do so. McVay loves him so much that he wants him out on the field at all costs. They were going to start the season off, or they did start the season off with him doing punt returns, adding to the workload. But that workload's eventually going to add its tally, and the running back position is the running back position. And in this game, and in this age, in this era, it's good to have multiple good running backs. It's good to have a stable. So they're building their stable. Blake Corum didn't get much run last year. That's the thing. Like, you got to see what happens in season, how they diverse the touches. I'm guessing Kyren Williams is going to start out getting the touches. But if something happens to him, the Rams have two good prospects behind them with a lot of juice, with some upside, good lunch pail running backs that can execute at all phases with good vision, that can handle a lot of work, that can help this team out. Now, if you want to talk about fantasy football, here's really the strategy, and you just pick your poison, Hunter or Corum. Hunter's the fresher running back right now, like more ambiguous to the league, but either one of them could really get it. Both of them have good profiles coming out of college. It's really a preference. I see some people liking Hunter more. I think they both have very good profiles coming out of college, and both of them have some things where they can help the Rams. And Hunter's been looking good. Blake Corum's reeled off some runs as well in camp. I would say this, like, if you're drafting Kyren Williams, depending on your format, you're getting him around the third round on underdog drafts, depending on how much you want to pay up on them. If you want to get your running backs, if you're stacking Rams, or however your strategy is, you may get him a little bit earlier than that. And then if you get him, especially in your home leagues, later in the draft, and it's pushing the end of it, depending on how many rounds you got, like some end around 15, some go to 18 to 20, you got to try and get one of these backup running backs. You got to get Hunter, you got to get Corum. And honestly, you got to pick your poison. Right now, Hunter's the more ambiguous running back, the newer running back. That's maybe who you want to tail off this backfield. It could be who has the hot hand in season. They could be splitting the carries. Historically, and this isn't the greatest judge because it's been a couple years, and they were pretty bad off at running back when it did happen. When Kyren went out, they were splitting up the touches, and it was a guessing game in season which running back it was going to be. Which running back it was. I had videos every single day. I had a video for each running back. I had a versus video for the running backs, which running backs to look at, and it was just a mess. It might be that way as we get into game, and whoever pops off that run, it could end up being that way. It could be a split, and it could be the back that pops off that run. And once McVay feels very confident in you, he's going to give you the opportunities. Like, if he feels very confident in you, he's going to allow you to be on the field. And if he fully trusts you, you're not going to leave the field, because that trust isn't there hardly ever with players. I can just tell with how he uses them. If Cam Akers, if you remember that, Cam Akers, very explosive running back, has upside on any given touch, but was in the doghouse a lot of times, not running to how he liked it. Like, the running back position, it looks like, oh, I go forward, I get the handoff, bada boom, bada bing. Looks pretty simple, but there's timing. Like, if you got pulling, there's timing with the pulls. It's the correct steps in the backfield. There's blocking. It's everything else with the reads. There's more to it. There's cutback lanes. There's more to it than what it looks, especially from system to system, team to team, coach to coach, and how things are ran and how things are being meticulous at. The steps in the backfield when I was in school, that was huge. That was huge. Getting that right, not running into the quarterback. Make sure you're timing your pulls so you can follow them, find the cutback. Just little things that you don't think about where it's different system, coach to coach. And it could be other things as well added into that. He was in a doghouse, and it was over with, really. It was over with. Like, once you lose the confidence and the trust, it's over with. He is a workhorse running back that fits what I believe McVay's looking for. Him and Corum and Kyren. I kind of look at Corum and Kyren as very similar running backs, as in they're workhorse running backs, good vision, runs things how they're supposed to be ran, good approach to the line of scrimmage, can do everything, very stout, very reliable, very hardworking. Same thing with Hunter. That's what they're looking with. So I would want one or both these running backs. It's going to be hard to roster both running backs. It's going to be very hard, but I would want to do that. And the price tag here for these running backs is very cheap. That being said, when I'm looking at these running backs for fantasy football, it's very easy to handcuff Kyren Williams to the point where I'm not very worried about Kyren Williams for fantasy football. I'll just draft him and get the 2 handcuffs or one of them and just let it ride. I understand, like, you're going to get that roster clogged a little bit if he never gets hurt, but that's kind of part of it. Unless you want to go no handcuff, that's okay. But if you're going handcuff, you want to look at talented running backs. I think Corum and Hunter are both very talented where they could pop off. And they both could be splitting the touches to where they could both give you some production for fantasy football either way. That's something to pay attention to. If Kyren Williams goes down, both running backs, maybe Hunter. Hunter's probably the guy that's going to get the most hype. There's going to be a lot of money bid down that week off the waiver wire in all fantasy leagues. This is a very explosive offense. They can move the ball, especially when we get Matthew Stafford out there healthy. Things are going to be looking solid. You're looking at him. And Hunter is very explosive, compact, good vision, very tough with the football. I believe if you had to pick in season off the waiver wire, I think it's going to be a mess figuring it out. I think Hunter's got a good chance. I think Corum's got a good chance too. From what we saw last year, if Hunter can gain a lot of trust, that's going to help his case a lot, immensely. And things are looking good. They're both reeling off runs. That's all good for the Rams. If I'm a Rams fan, I'm excited. I'm excited to have this good depth behind Kyren Williams. I'm excited to have these running backs. But it's been hard getting looks on Jarquez Hunter. There hasn't been many during rookie camp, minicamp, and OTAs. But here we go in training camp. Things are coming out. That's good to see. He's making runs. He's good at contact. He's very solid. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I want to hear about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.